All right, so Chris asks her, Claire, how does this end? I think this is something that we've known for a while. She will fall for the most attractive guy who is better at manipulation than anything else in life. He will use her as a trampoline for his own personal Instagram growth. He will leave her, and she will either perish far too soon or she will settle for some type of divorce lawyer in Sacramento. Is there anything else that's going to happen with Dale? This is what I didn't want Claire the entire time. It was going to be too sad. People say she's mature. She's not mature. She's going to go after the hottest guy because she thinks she's that hot, and she's not. She's sad. Really gets my goat. Hi, hello, and welcome to a brand new season of Another Bachelor Podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to my buddy, Real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
The producer of the show, the producer of the podcast is over there behind my glasses.
Great to be back in the saddle.
We are back in the saddle.
The
we are
OG
here.
property.
Yes, exactly.
People missed us.
Can I get it out,
sorry.
please? I'm trying to intro the show.
Forgive me.
Cracking a can. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is in disarray, this start.
If there was any time to crack a can, it was right during the part when you are already pissed and had paused.
Okay. So, at last, it's a brand new season of The Bachelorette. Systems are a go to meet Claire, and this one is going to be worth the wait. Doubt that.
Really?
Yeah, I doubt that.
I don't know. The trailer looked pretty good.
Is a new season of The Bachelor or Bachelorette ever really worth the wait?
It is when it's in disarray as much as this season is. Look, it was getting pretty stale from my point of view.
Sure.
I mean, some of the worst Bachelors were the last two.
Centimeter Peter.
And Colton. Obviously a gay man.
He's a gay man, a stalker, psychopath.
Right.
Yeah.
This is really fun. And I'm going to do something that's going to shock the audience, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm slowly becoming a fan of Claire.
Well, no, you're not.
Well,
no way you could be. We'll turn that around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll turn that around.
Hey, we got a lot of stuff we got to unpack before we actually do the episode, and I know there's a lot of new listeners.
Yeah.
And new listeners generally means a lot of one-star reviews coming out the first week.
Exactly.
Because they don't understand us.
Yes.
And they're confused by it, and they get very mad and angry. They head over to that iTunes, Apple reviews section or whatever, leave us 1 star, and generally it's just a few words: misogynist, racist, pigs, douchebags, frat boys. That pretty much sums up how this is going to go.
All lazy softballs.
So we will get to the show, but let me just get out in front of this, okay? This show may offend you. So if you're a new listener, please just leave now.
No. Hang in there. Get to know us. You'll fall in love. Just like Claire. Well, she won't. We'll get into it.
And nor will they.
Right. No, I think they will. So now that we've done that little PSA, do we have any more PSAs before we get to general thoughts?
I have no public service announcements left.
Okay, well, I do. So we dropped the Vietnam episode of Juan Pablo's La Ventura. That is the first season where we met Claire. It is when we venture into the jungles of Vietnam, a horrific place, littered with blood, souls, and leftover landmines. But if you want to hear the entire season of Juan Pablo's season, it's at patreon.com/Another Podcast Network. We also have a Flight of the Phoenix tier. $50,000. We'll fuck each other on camera.
Dylan's dad did not lose an arm in Vietnam.
He has all of his arms.
So that's why I said he did not lose an arm in Vietnam. So you wouldn't listen to our episode.
Yes,
that's on patreon.com/Another Podcast Network.
Fly the Phoenix tier. Check it out. All right. So before we get into general thoughts, should we talk a little bit about the trailer, or do you guys want to just get into general thoughts?
I say we get into general thoughts.
All right. Let's get into general thoughts. Pat, why don't you go ahead?
Okay. As I said.
I'm kidding. Why don't you go, Nick?
Fuck.
There was a lot of talk and emphasis on simply showing up tonight.
Super low bar.
Which, if you're some of the Iron Men in the other major sports, Cal Ripken in baseball, Brett Favre in football,
Sure.
The much less lauded AC Green in NBA.
Much
Right.
less lauded.
Also a virgin that entire time. Notably.
And if you do hear barking, know that the neighborhood is in disarray. There are helicopters flying, there are horns honking, there are gunshots and dogs barking. You'll hear that. It'll color the tapestry of this show. Could you stop talking about sports?
It was wrapping up beautifully if I wasn't interrupted
Okay.
by the neighborhood, which is in disarray.
Yeah.
But for those men, yes, showing up is quite the impressive performance.
Right.
But I guarantee you, even a mangy, possibly rabid stray dog will show up like clockwork for scraps. And that is no different than what we are seeing here tonight. Claire being, of course, the aforementioned dog. It was a really good episode. I've often compared it to the NFL preseason, which I am excited for, and then it's a letdown once I watch.
Right.
Didn't really happen this time. It went pretty quick. It was enjoyable and set up some good stuff.
Yeah.
63 roses.
And leave 5 stars. Pat, why don't you go ahead?
I thoroughly enjoyed the episode, mainly because it has kind of taken a different path than what we've seen mapped out for us in the past 5 or 6 seasons of The Bachelor, Bachelorette. The Bachelor, Bachelorette is way too young, too emotionally immature. We know whoever they pick, it's going to last about 2.5 months.
Well, we know that with this too. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I think, Claire is more of a seasoned veteran, would you say?
Wrong? No, I wouldn't say
And
that.
I'm enjoying how she's kind of handling all the men. It's a
Got
little
it.
different to me. It seems a little bit more mature, and I'm shocked by my own self that I'm kind of liking Claire and this season.
And your pedals?
80 pedals.
Okay, so I'm a little torn when it comes to Corona's impact on this most beloved franchise. I'm grateful for the virus, though it has claimed the lives of many and laid ruin to many businesses. It's very sad, but it did protect us tonight from a painful, error-laden 3-hour live studio premiere, which I am so happy we did not get.
Great point.
They're clumsy, they're boring, they're bloated, and tonight we just got just a standard premiere.
It was wonderful. Great point.
Well, not so standard, though, because on the contrary, coronavirus did subject us to about 45 minutes of Claire and the guys waiting on test results and getting watery eyes, which was not fun. But overall, I'd give it 85 pods.
That's pretty generous of you, given that.
Okay, so can we talk about the trailer really, really quickly?
Sure.
Okay. So, Dickhead and Total Jerk Reality Steve has already leaked this season. We know what happens. The tease would suggest that Claire is not going to be loved by production at the end of this. Mm-hmm. We see Chris Shitface Harrison speaking to her in very threatening tones. He's like, if you go down this direction, it's not going to go well for you.
That is a threat.
Super threatening.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what that's about.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't really take it as much of a threat as like an earnest warning. There was fear behind Chris's eyes. He never wants to do this. He has now gotten into a position where he can never leave, but he is also at the whim of Mickey Mouse, and everyone she knows will be hurt if she does not
badly.
hear.
Yeah.
Well, if it unfolds as if we believe it has,
Right.
because of all the spoilies, wouldn't it be wonderful if they play what Claire responds to that after he says, this will not work out well for you. She says, no, actually, I'm going to leave the show with the guy that I was talking to before I met on the show, and we're in love, and I'm out of here, and you're not going to do anything about it.
Or she says, who are these men in suits and why do they have baseball bats?
I have become extremely TFC, tinfoil cap, gonna don it about this entire franchise. I think Claire's in cahoots with them. They wrote the whole thing out. I mean, I think everything was planned. I think Colton didn't really stalk Kat. No, he definitely did that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is all planned.
And what
it's
about
orchestrated.
building number 7, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
You're saying the Bachelorette
Chris
production
tells
did that?
us that the coronavirus has impacted the way we live. Thank you very much, Chris. He also lets us in on his disdain for the city of Los Angeles's pandemic regulations. Go ahead.
I was going to say, thank you, Chris. This was about as necessary as asking a stripper if she accepts checks. We know the answer.
Right.
Chris, you weasel. We all live on the planet Earth. We don't need a recap of how this has affected the planet.
Well, we do, in fact, get that. We get, or not so much that, but we get a little journey as to how we got here. So let's walk back and start with Claire getting the call.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to be the Bachelorette. We get some shots of the only 3 quaint pockets in Sacramento. And then we go to her room. Chris FaceTimes her, tells her that she's going to be the Bachelorette. She looks at the cameraman standing in her bedroom and says, "Is this real?" Yeah, there's a whole crew there in the room.
There's a sound guy. There's a guy holding a camera and a producer.
A boom, a yard over your head.
Yeah. I'm with you on that. By the way, we have the clip of her accepting being the Bachelor. Can we play that clip?
Let's roll it.
One thing I've always respected is no matter what, you've never given up on yourself. You've always believed in love. You've always fought for it. And I feel it would only be appropriate if we didn't give up on you.
Did you hear the insanity of that statement?
No.
She's always fought for love. And if this was a war, she's technically lost. She's 39 and single.
Yeah.
Chris, that's an insane statement.
Right.
You're an idiot. When are we replacing this fool with Wells or some other person?
Oh, don't say Wells. Don't say Wells. Isn't it like...
She should be waving the white flag, Chris.
Isn't JoJo supposed to come in and tap that pigeon out of here?
If she was a professional fighter, her hometown friends would be like, "Stop! You're 0-16. You're
0-39.
You have CTE.
You have to teach. You can't keep doing this. You have to teach.
Don't even teach."
All right. So this, my favorite part of the first episode is the forced candid B-roll. After Stephanopoulos comes on and mentions the stay-at-home order, they cut to her blue stealing out of a window in full wardrobe and makeup, and then the Chiron reads "sheltering at home." Okay, so it's really, really sad to hear about her mother, and this will come up a comical amount of times throughout the evening, but there's nothing funny about it.
No.
This is really, really fucking sad. She can't see her when coronavirus is going on. She's got Alzheimer's. Horrific. Absolutely horrific.
Now, we met her mother during Juan Pablo season. Lovely woman.
Oh, yeah. The backyard with all the possums.
That's right.
Claire arrives in La Quinta with a golden and a horrendous little rescue. Guys, you can buy from a breeder, okay? It doesn't make you a bad person. You don't have to rescue every single time. The tension and anticipation is capital P palpable when she's waiting for her test results. Shitface tells her that she's tested positive for bad judgment, but negative for coronavirus. Way to go, Dill.
Wow. 5 stars just for that joke.
All right. So,
hey, can I say something about this resort?
Sure.
Okay. All right, few things why they chose Palm Springs.
Yeah.
If you remember back in June, this started shooting in August, by the way, we were told by the news and our medical doctors, epidemiologists, and what have you, that heat was going to kill COVID.
Sure.
I suspect the choice of the hottest planet, dare I say, hottest place on Earth, Palm Springs. It's literally hell on Earth in August.
Yeah.
I suspect that had something to do with it. And my second point, I've actually stayed at this resort. I went there for a business conference 2 years ago.
Resort is a little generous.
Yes, it is. It's actually kind of dumpy.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
I think his first point about it being the perfect place because the heat will kill it is actually also, though, opposed to the fact that we've pointed out before, it's filled with old people who have only further compromised their immune system with copious amounts of alcohol.
Yep.
So it is ripe if they do start mixing with the locals that dead bodies could be strewn.
Yeah, no, it's a bunch of elderly drinking White Russians in the middle of the day and fucking the shit out of each other. It's a fascinating place and great golf. So, should we get to the guys and how bravely they're coping with this pandemic?
Yes.
Okay, so they arrive in La Quinta. At La Quinta, the hotel rooms look like they may possibly have hourly rates. The guys are spending this like they're at a resort, and they are technically at a resort, but the furniture looks like it'll take quarters. We've joked about this before, but it really does look like they could have some slots that would activate some type of movement in the couch, chairs, and bed.
The other trope of this type of place that you're describing by the hour motel is opening the window only to a brick wall.
Right, exactly.
Always a fun one.
Yeah. Super sad. So one guy who thinks he's far too pretty to be a commercial roofer says, isn't it crazy what we do for love? We fly across the country. We quarantine for weeks. A little issue I have with that. tell me how you guys feel about this, but in my opinion, you kind of have to be in love to do wacky things for love.
Right.
You know?
It's a good point.
This guy's just doing all these wacky things to be on a television show because, once again, he thinks he's too pretty for roofing. And I think he is. He's a handsome guy. But
Let me say my overall thoughts and rosebuds of the guys in general.
Yeah, pots, pans.
I kind of like the casting here with these guys overall. I know we're going to get to the limos.
Yeah.
Some are a little too young for me. That's stupid. Anybody under 30, that's just moronic to have chosen them, although I was proven wrong by Dale. But I kind of like the guys. Great casting. I want to tell the producers that. Well done.
Good job. Great job. I disagree. Okay, so the guys get COVID tests, and they get watery eyes. It's difficult for everyone, and they cut to panicked birds for some reason when they're getting the test. It's not anal sex. Mickey's so weird. All right, so there's a lot of bullshit, but should we just get to the limos?
Well, I want to say Claire arrives in a Lincoln Stretch limo, and I was thinking, does anybody rent these anymore? Are these being made? Who is getting a limo?
Right.
I haven't seen one of these in 10 years except on this goddamn show. Maybe they just keep it in a locked up garage and they just...
Sorry, that they don't clean them well enough. There's tequila and semen like crusting in the grooves of so many of these faux leather chairs inside these limos. It's really disgusting.
You took a black light to that thing, you'd see a lot of scary ghosts. Spooky ghosts.
All right, so before we get to the limo, Shitface walks Claire in and has a chat with her. Do we have any highlighghts from this you guys want to get to?
Absolutely. We learned that since JP season, Juan Pablo, apparently she went off on that show to fend off a bad breakup she was coming off of.
That was tea.
That was tea. By the way, this has been proven. Always a great way to get over someone and go on a reality TV show.
It's tried and true.
Now, she said she's done a 180 since then, but that's not true because she's been on this show 3 more times with failed relationships, and that show was taped I believe 7 years ago, and she's still single, so that's not working out. The other thing I want to get to, are we going to talk about that goddamn DVD?
Okay. Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, this goddamn DVD, which played an integral part in the Juan Pablo season. So let me just give the story if a lot of you have forgotten. So Claire's dad, when he was dying on his deathbed, recorded himself. That was a DVD that was meant for her husband to watch.
Yes.
This was like 20 years ago at this point, I suspect. Yeah. Claire has never watched it. This was the admission she made to Harrison.
She put it on one time and she saw that it was her dad going, "Don't do it, don't do it." And it was too painful for her to watch again.
Well, I'm going to believe Claire saying that she never watched it.
Okay.
And I thought, what a cruel irony of time. If she does pick a husband, that guy puts that DVD player in there. And the goddamn thing's unplayable because it's been sitting in a shed in a fucking backyard in Sacramento for 20 years.
We talked about it on Patreon. We're very, very concerned about the technology phasing out this very adorable gesture this dying man made.
What a cruel outcome for her.
I think there's a chance, though. I don't think it would be as cruel as don't do it. But like maybe it is sad. Maybe he was like, if you're watching this video, I just lost a bet with myself. That's it.
Okay,
think if he did that.
Yeah. All right, so Chris asks her, Claire, how does this end? I think this is something that we've known for a while. She will fall for the most attractive guy who is better at manipulation than anything else in life. He will use her as a trampoline for his own personal Instagram growth. He will leave her, and she will either perish far too soon or she will settle for some type of divorce lawyer in Sacramento. Is there anything else that's going to happen with Dale? This is what I didn't want Claire the entire time. It was going to be too sad. People say she's mature. She's not mature. She's going to go after the hottest guy because she thinks she's that hot, and she's not. She's sad. Really gets my goat.
I mean, I couldn't have said it any better.
I don't even know if we need to do a season. Wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you during Tayshia's season.
Cut it out, guys. Cut it out. Let's get to the limos.
Okay.
All right. So someone leads a hands in 1, 2, 3 Claire before the guys open the doors.
Turd early out.
Can you imagine being in that limo and a guy goes, 1, 2, 3, Claire, let's do it. Holy shit. Being around the types of guys that go on the show would be fucking tough.
Amped up dudes looking for camera time.
Oh
with
my
faux
God.
admiration for
The process. And Claire, yes.
It's like the episode of South Park when Bebe first gets tits, and all the children revert back to caveman status. It's a free for all.
Yeah,
a Lord of the Fly-esque free for all.
And Peggy's gonna die. All right, so who do we want to highlight?
We're not just go through them all, and then
yeah, some are not worth going through at all in any way, shape, or form.
well,
but,
all right. So let's talk about the first guy, Ben.
yeah, deep breath guy.
Oh yeah, Army Ranger, 29, white guy from Venice. He's far too young in my impression. He's the one who does the deep breaths with her. This guy is a fucking robot. Maybe it's the military training.
Definitely.
I'm always a little intimidated by someone who's too measured. You know, seems like, when before he walks out, he makes sure that his tie is
He's seen too much death. His pulse is just steady as fuck. He's not getting amped up for this. He's not putting his hand in and doing 1, 2, 3, shooting nasty looks around at everybody, and he's remembering what he had to do to get out of the situations he was in.
Right.
Every person he looks at them and he's like, "You haven't seen a man die."
That's how General Mattis introduces himself. All right, Riley, attorney, guilty as charged for looking beautiful in that dress.
I have to say about this, my first impression of him is he wants to be a TV host, not an attorney. It's shocking to me how many people go through the law school, get past the bar, and then they want to be musicians or TV personalities.
Stick with it. You're in the barn. This is a solid job. Stop. You're not going to be famous, Riley. All right, we got Zach, addiction specialist. In my opinion, the worst job you could possibly have. I don't like addicts. They annoy me. So working with them all the time and being a specialist in whatever bullshit. I understand that it's a disease, but it's just annoying.
And you're missing a very main point of this. How most people become addiction medicine specialists is being an addict themselves.
Sure.
There's no better experience than firsthand. We've said it before. We'll say it again. This guy definitely has. He's a little gaunt. He's been doing well, I can tell, for, I say, 3.5 years. But he's got a pass.
He put on 20 pounds, though, because he was thin. All right, Jordan M. kicks off the no suck train. Cybersecurity engineer, he's 7'9". Anything else?
Well, I'll just say this. The guy looks good on paper, but that cheap blue suit that looked like it was in the dryer too long was sad. And as you mentioned, Dylan, if you're wearing pants, I don't want to see your ankles and your shins. You piece of shit.
It's unbelievable.
Pants are too short. How's the weather up there too? He's also a very tall man.
Yeah.
What type of Mr. Incredible type job is he doing? He's a cybersecurity specialist, and he's a complete giant.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Incredibles?
Exactly.
What I'm saying is, I think this man is a superhero with a superhero family.
He's probably thrown his supervisor through a wall a couple times. That's what happens in that movie, I think. So Claire's...
Mr. Incredible should be arrested. You can't be doing that. I don't care how opinionated your boss is.
Well, he was a pariah, but I don't want to talk about that film, even though it's my favorite Pixar movie. So Claire's doing this thing where she has these little lines as the guys walk off. One of them's like, "I need a tall drink of water," and they're not loud enough for the guys to respond, but they can't hear her. Right? They're like, "Sorry, what'd you say?"
But they're not for them; they're for us, Dylan.
Okay.
Yes, she's been well prepared.
Got it.
She's had months and months staring off
into the
distance.
Is that why you're kind of feeling are you respecting the professionalism?
She's again, I've overused the word measured, but she's very measured in what she's saying.
Listen,
she was a bumbling idiot from Sacramento.
Right.
I called her Claire makes my skin crawly because every time she opened her mouth, she said something stupid.
Right, but there is something to be said for people who are a little bit more experienced because, you have people like Colton and Peter who are just too like, goo. Yeah, it's off-putting. All right, who's the pregnant guy?
Jason, former lineman. I don't know for what football team.
Got a lot of failed football players in this show.
I'm going to say my first thing that might be offensive to the ladies out in the audience.
Great.
Okay, so this was a callback,
you
this
already
baby
did that.
bump to... No, I haven't. This was a callback to Claire when she showed up for Juan Pablo's season. She had a baby bump.
Yep.
Okay, putting out there that she wanted to be pregnant and have his baby.
Got it.
Okay, that film, that franchise of Juan Pablo was filmed in 2013, aired in 2014. It is 2020. Claire has not had a child. I don't think she wants children. She's a liar.
I think she wants them. I
Did
think
that need to be said, Patrick?
I prefaced it with this might be offensive.
I
Cure all.
I think it would have been funny if he came out and said, Claire, I just wanted to show you I'm willing to bear children because God knows you
Okay,
can.
God, Jesus Christ. So let's move on. We've got Ivan, Filipino.
Too young.
He speaks tag-along to her. Kenny,
Oh, boy.
39. Boy band manager. Looks like a boy. Don't want that at 39. Just don't want to look like that.
Well, okay, but what's giving you impression about looking like a boy? It's that goddamn spiky hair from 2005.
And it's also the t-shirt blazer combo. Now, it was a good move with the shirt because he's got the dogs on there. That was solid. But the boy band manager was a little intriguing to me. So I don't know about you guys. We didn't talk about this, but did you guys do any digging? Because I definitely did some digging.
You did?
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
All right. So he
pretty
manages,
excited for this.
he has managed or is currently managing 5 bands. They are all not wildly successful. The first one, the Hair Band Night, which covers 80s hair band bangers with a Z. Second band, the Ron Burgundies, dedicated to yacht rock and softcore rock hits. We've got 2 cover bands. Third band, the Country Night, covering country hits. We've got 3 cover bands. Motown Nation, a cover band for 60s Motown music. If you guys are counting along at home, that's 4 cover bands. And to round things out, it's American Pie, which describes itself as Americana then and now. Now, it's a little murky, but I think it's a cover band.
Well done.
You do have me intrigued. So here's a little bit of the Ron Burgundies live from Joe's.
Oh, wow. Right around the corner.
I'm excited to see if they're boys or men.
I suspect men.
Yep, that guy's very old. Well, not that old.
Baby, love me, yes, she does.
And that's enough of that.
Enough of that.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
He should not have put on his occupation boy band manager.
But just music, like band manager. This guy
Just
is
manager.
balding.
Just manager.
The front man is balding.
Let me say this about this cover band stuff. Okay, there's a band called Steel Panther here in Los Angeles. They
Yeah.
do one night here in Los Angeles, and then they fly to Vegas, and they play in front of like 2,000 people.
Sure, they do well.
My ex-girlfriend was in acting class with the singer's wife or husband. Whatever. Anyway, the guy, he makes like $500,000 a year singing Poison covers.
Right.
They have shtick though.
Right.
They like look the part and they
Right.
have personas. Isn't that their whole thing?
Yep.
All right, so moving on, there's a guy named...
Oh, well, I do want to say one last
yeah.
thing on Kenny, the quote-unquote boy band manager.
Right.
He gets the Douchebag of the Night award. I think he is a full-on douchebag.
Absolutely not. Nowhere near it. We'll get to Yosef in a second, who, I mean, is just a clear number 1 on the podium for Douchebag of the Night.
He gets my second award. He's on the podium.
How's he...
Yeah.
How's he not have the gold?
This guy said he was a boy band manager, and he has hair from 2009.
Patrick, Yosef is sacrificing for his daughter.
Oh, right. You know,
All
I
right,
hate that.
let's.
Okay.
I'll get ahead of
Hashtag
myself.
no more single men or women.
Fathers.
On The Bachelor.
Sorry, it's your hashtag.
That's a long
No, it
No,
was
it's
his
mine.
hashtag. I forgot it.
All right, so there's a guy named Blake Monar, also known as Blake. I don't know what we're doing with the last names. I thought we were just sticking with initials.
Yeah,
but
I don't know why they did that. It
maybe
was
there
odd.
are some surnames with the same letter. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it might be easier to discern if you say the full name.
Okay.
Now, he puts
Theory.
his occupation as a grooming specialist. He's 31. He's from Arizona. I suspect this is some of that subscription box nonsense with the shaving things in it. That's why I think it is.
Think he
This-
works for a startup soap company?
He works for Manscaped.
Yeah.
They have an insane amount of money. They sponsor everything.
Yeah.
Right. He's-
Corporate stuff, small stuff, they're everywhere.
Nick works in podcasting.
Yeah.
Not podcasting. I'm saying national commercial. Manscaped is everywhere.
Okay. Take it easy.
I'm chill.
All right.
Sorry, Pat had a point.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, I bet this guy has a shaved asshole. I don't even know why I thought that, but he's just too good looking for the show, and
Yeah,
that's
it
a problem.
sounds like an appealing prospect, but it isn't once you do it. It's you need it a little bit down there. But it's too slippery when it's not there.
If he did shave his asshole, he probably did it with a lawnmower 2.0 from Manscaped.
Nick, see if we can get them as a sponsor.
I'm just going to say it. Use code APN. Hopefully by the time it comes out, we can make something happen.
Is Magic Mind not co-sponsoring this?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we do have a read for a sponsor coming up. It is a wonderful, wonderful beverage that is way better than Bang, but we'll talk about it in a second.
And real.
So, should we get to the station wagon?
We can.
Tyler C. comes from West Virginia, a beautiful and hideous place. The beauty comes from the mountains. The hideousness comes from the human beings that live there. I don't know. We'll get to him a little bit later, but this guy got run the fuck over. I feel bad for Tyler C. I think he was way too involved in the process, but overall a good guy.
You feel bad for this man?
Okay.
Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but yeah, number of missteps by Tyler.
Yes. All right, let's get to Bennett, a.k.a. Patrick Bateman, comes in
yeah.
Rolls Royce. This is the H-bomb guy, the Harvard grad wealth management consultant. This one is an odd duck. His CV paints a picture of someone who would not ever subject themselves to this television show. He should be doing fine. So why are you here?
Glad you asked, Dylan, because I think this is a complete fraud. I don't think this man is wealthy. I don't think this is occupation. This is the type of man that goes in front of a TV when the Travel Channel's on and takes a selfie in front of the Eiffel Tower and also like the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Got it.
Makes it look like he's a world traveler. He leases a Rolls Royce.
You think he went to like VCU or something?
I think a community college.
Got it, okay.
Talks a good game, I believe, or he's James Bond. He looks like James Bond as well. I don't know. I'm all over the map. I'll just say I don't believe one goddamn word that's coming out of this man's mouth, and this will come out. The truth will prevail.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his theory because initially I was buying it. I was leaning Patrick Bateman.
Right.
I like your theory now. He definitely he could put it on this facade, only using it to get laid and not better his life. And then he goes to his job every day in the kitchen, wearing a wife beater and a hairnet, just washing dishes in
And
back.
there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Cracked. Mike.
It's just a misuse of those chiseled looks. But if it is real and he is Patrick Bateman, I would tell you the end game. Sure, he does well in Manhattan, where these trolls for these type of guys hang out to leach upon them.
Yes,
but to
exactly.
travel the country and get laid with no effort, you have to be on the Bachelor.
Right.
Yeah.
We've heard those stories with some guests.
Yeah, there are new kittens to smush into ATMs in Los Angeles. Or, excuse me, La Quinta.
And they do not give a fuck about your portfolio.
Okay, so another can't crack. Jesus Christ.
That's what we do here. We drink claws, we get loose. We love the Bachelor.
Guy. I don't drink claws. It's a trash beverage for trash people like you two. So we've got the fun guy up next. It's Blake Moynes. What is going on with these chyrons?
Blake White.
It would have helped if I had written down what the chyron I was referring to said. So let's get to AJ. AJ is it's
landscape design salesman?
No, that wasn't
AJ's
it.
a software salesman.
No, Chris.
I moving on.
Chris, that's what he was.
No, I know, but I was talking about Blake. I don't know what's going on.
Wildlife manager.
No, that's not it either.
He gave a good tease.
He says, I have a secret.
No, that's not it either.
Oh.
I appreciate it because we say tease a lot. I thought he could be a good podcaster.
All right, AJ, I want to talk about is it's a first for this show. He physically hurts her. He digs her ring into her skin, and I thought she was just being dramatic, but it looked like she was almost bleeding.
Now, to be fair, he claimed he doesn't give good first impressions.
He's very honest young man.
He also, I think he's trying to make a connection. He admits he hasn't fucked anybody in a few months.
Nope, he didn't say that.
Yes, he did.
So she does not seem to be very into Asian guys.
No.
I think
she cleans house at the end of this episode.
The Asian guys are going to drop like flies.
I didn't even bother to learn their names at that roll call at the end. I would just say 3 Asians were tossed out.
Right.
She's like, it's a very diverse cast that I'm very quickly going to make less diverse.
Yes,
because
exactly.
I'm not into it.
Yeah.
Going back to AJ very quickly.
Yeah.
It's not a problem if you don't make good first impressions, as long as you don't follow them up with bad second, third, fourth, and fifth impressions.
Exactly.
Which I think this guy's a weirdo. I don't like him,
Yeah.
and he hurt her, like you said.
He heard her. Uzama's up next. Easy. I like Easy. Lovely suit, but he does get very upset about the snacks, which was strange. He seemed to be very upset that people were making a mockery of this process. Easy. This process is a mockery. Don't worry about people disrespecting it.
It's a travesty and a sham. It's a Travis Schumacher.
Yes, exactly.
But we skip past him because most of these guys, I agree, we shouldn't say anything. But one particular guy I had a joke about, so I am going to go back.
We got to do that.
Garen, it's not even really a joke. It's just a statement of fact. He's a professor of journalism that lives in North Hollywood. Where are you being a professor?
Maybe he commutes to Irvine.
Poor choice.
All right, Jay, straight jacket, up next to go away.
Fitness guy from Florida who gives a fuck.
Another guy comes in shining armor. The only thing dumber than this entrance is the name Chasen, which coincidentally is his name. What is up with these parents? These names are not family names. They're being pulled out of thin air. They're two white portmanteaus. Tanner, Braden, Chasen. I don't say this often, but let's get back to the Bible. Let's simplify this.
John, Peter, Patrick.
But there's
Jack.
I love Jack.
Yeah.
There's always a moment when like those names are back in. I think that time's now. If you do it now, then it's gonna be you're gonna be behind the trend. So now you got to go back to weird. It's a never evolving game if you want to stay at the top of the heap with cool children's names.
Yeah. And if you do hear a helicopter, an Apache of sorts.
We're going to war with China.
We are going to war with China, and that is why there will be a lot of air traffic over the mics and over the Pat Cave, the studio we're recording in. It will add, once again, to the tapestry of Another Bachelor Podcast.
Some Chinese official just sent out a message to the military just to prepare your minds for war.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
is that real?
Yeah. It was a tweet from some inflammatory type Twitter, but it was real, and they had like the guy.
Is it a Q drop?
I didn't. No, it wasn't. It's not that. It wasn't that crazy. It was like, I don't know, just some tweet.
That's horrifying. So let's get to our favorite kind of contestant. We've got a father who sacrificed. You want to talk about Ed in the bubble?
DeMar.
Okay.
All right. Can we talk about this DeMar character?
Yes.
Okay. He's a Soul Cycle instructor.
Yeah.
All right. I have a personal issue with these Soul Cycle instructors.
AKA unemployed.
Well, yes, but also, all right, so my wife goes to Soul Cycle a lot, and she tells me about these male instructors in these classes. One of these, they're all trying to get laid, by the way.
Yeah.
And one of them, they get away with murder under the guise of trying to get the ladies all excited and get the energy up. This one guy said to an entire class of women, everybody ride that seat like it's a dick.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah. This is Los Angeles. This is 2020.
Can't
all
say
the ladies,
that.
all the ladies would file a report on some other dude at work if he said, "Carol, you have nice hair today." They eat that shit up at Soul Cycle
I think that's
class.
hyperbolic, but there are instances that can be used to paint a substantial movement with that kind of lunacy. But I don't think that that's productive, Patrick.
Okay.
Okay.
I know we're jumping all around here, but
Yeah.
I do want to go back to Chasen. Came out in a knight in shining armor gear.
Yeah.
Not only was it stupid, but it's
You're talking about the name of the armor?
the armor.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the name.
It was stupid as in like a little obvious, a little hacky, but it was also stupid strategically because that type of weight is going to wear you out throughout the night. You're not going to be able to move around the mansion. You're going to be less apt to go up and talk to her. Deontay Wilder made the same same mistake against Tyson Fury. He
Yes,
came out in
yes.
over 40 pounds of gear, which he said really hurt him in the later rounds.
Yeah, well, shouldn't have done it.
Yeah, but I think
have done it.
ultimately he would have gotten knocked out by the Gypsy King anyways.
Walk out to an OT Genesis song or something like that. Maybe Queen Bee. Just pump yourself up. You don't need to do ornate things where you buy $40,000 stuff that wears $48. We got to move on.
Tyson just came out in shorts.
Hey, and to your point, Nick, look at that idiot that got talked into wearing a fucking straitjacket. He couldn't even make himself a cocktail.
Yeah.
The man wouldn't give up on the bit, which I respected.
Yeah.
I don't know who assured him he would make it tonight too, as long as he did not take that thing off.
That's the deal with the devil.
He's not going to win this competition, but we will see him another day.
Can
if
I
he
have
has
some
it on
turkey?
day, I've said this before. I'll say it again. There was someone in like a duck costume. If you wear this day 2, then I respect you. That you keep that on.
Right.
The one they read the one-on-one date card, and he's still in it. He just takes it the whole time. I can't remember his name.
Jay.
Jay.
All right. Speaking of grand entrances, we've got Ed Big Bubble. Anyone want to talk about him at all? Please, no. Thank you. Okay, let's get to our favorite kind of contestant. We've got a father who sacrificed for his daughter to be here. Yosef. This decent man and not parasite. This guy should be removed from polite society. Should be removed. Thanos snap. Go away. I know his daughter will be sad, but time heals all wounds. Get him out of the population.
And I don't want to hear him saying at any point, if he makes it to, I don't know, third episode, that he's doing this for his daughter.
Oh, well, he said it plenty of times tonight, so I don't know why you think that carousel of bullshit would end anytime soon. Jesus Christ, I hate this guy.
Yeah, they shouldn't allow this.
All right.
He did, however, bring moon pies.
Yes, and then got very upset when people were calling them Thin Mints. But also, like, it's not a thing. You can see it's the size of a ham sandwich. You know, it's.
He goes, there ain't nothing thin about me, man.
Okay.
My wife said something very racially insensitive to me as we watched this together.
She's
The moon pie came out.
African-American,
She
yeah.
said, ugh, you white people like that kind of stuff.
But it's not a white or black thing. It's a Southern thing.
It's a white thing, I think, and Rice Krispie treats are too. She's very disturbed
I
by
don't think
white
moon
people's
pies are
fascination
a
with
white
that.
thing. You guys let us know. Leave 5 stars and say whether or not moon pies are a white thing or just a Southern thing.
Sugary like, oh my God, collard greens, you white people.
Yeah. Why do you people love ham hocks so much? All right. Let's get to the man that Mickey currently wants dead. That's Dale. 31, hot as all fucking shit. My CC had to cool me down when this thick piece of dick got out of that limo.
All right, so 31 pro
I'm
football
kidding.
player.
He's whatever. He looks like Deli Alley.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to say this because let's play a clip of their first interaction.
Okay.
I was wondering who's the guy who just was able through texting and Instagram DMing the weeks
Able
coming
to
up
woo
to this
her.
to the fact that the first time she sees him in person, she announces, "I think I just met my husband."
Oh, you're TFCing right now. You think that they were in cahoots about this?
That's
that's
pretty
a-
much the T.
That's the
still.
T, is that they were talking, corresponding way before the
Oh,
show
I
went into
didn't know that T. Sorry.
Oh.
She was released the cast members after the delay happened.
got
She
it.
made some cuts. There was some recasts. She
Got
knew that.
it.
That's when she made that
Okay.
statement, like, if you're just on here to be Insta famous, get the fuck off my
Oh,
show.
God. Well, she
referring
missed-
to Matt James, who actually got the last laugh. 'cause
Well,
he is
she
the
missed
master.
Dale. Yeah.
All right, so this interaction, so I'm watching this with a keen eye, knowing that as does most America, apparently. Dylan didn't know.
Yeah, sorry.
I
I'm like,
appreciate it. I wish I was spoiler free.
I can't wait to see the game this guy has. And then let's play the clip.
All right. How are you?
Hi. Come on over.
I'm ready. You look beautiful.
Thank you. You look very handsome.
Thank you. I'm a hugger, so I've got a big hug for you.
I needed this. Oh, I needed this so bad. You have no idea.
Can you believe we're finally here, right?
We've waited a long time.
Yeah, it's wild. So, Claire, my name is Dale.
Nice to meet you, Dale.
While it's been a long time coming, I couldn't be more excited to take this journey with you. And
Same.
I really do feel this is going to be special.
Very great.
Yeah, and the best part of the night, we still get to spend some more time together inside. So,
Yes.
yeah, well, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see you inside.
Can't wait either.
All right.
Thank you for the great hug.
Yeah, you are
That was
welcome.
amazing. You're a good hugger.
All right. Thank you.
I'll see you inside.
All right. I'll see you soon.
Yes. Oh, man. I knew it. I definitely feel like I just met my husband.
Okay. Now she's been DMing him. What the fuck were those two? What levels of emotion were those guys getting into the depths of in the early evenings or late hours in the morning, whatever?
Makes you want to vomit thinking about the shit they were saying to one another on Instagram DMs. Jesus Christ.
I agree with you in this clip. He had no game.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, zero game.
We've talked about the curse of the good looking or
Yes.
and as we said, maybe he's good looking to most, I think. I agree. Nothing special.
Nothing special. Looks like
I'm going to tear him apart later when they have their little interaction.
Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of physical imperfections.
Sure.
Nonetheless, see, we're not misogynists. We tear apart men.
I've been looking forward to this season because I love tearing these guys to shreds. It's a little tougher when they're girls. Not that tough, but it's a little tougher.
Yeah, I love that guys never getting that iTunes ratings and reviews and saying, "Oh, they're such pigs and jerks to the guys the way they talk
You're a
about
little
them."
hung up on this.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
If the roles
Were reversed.
But no, so the point about Dale,
Yes.
he's the curse of the good looking, and just because of his status, because this man was the star receiver at South Dakota State University, which is a fairly large college if you consider the percentage of people that go there from the surrounding population. This man was the definition of big man on campus and
Right.
was porking big white girls, just like a rotisserie of women coming through. I'm sure his fraternity or wherever he lived.
Porking big white girls?
Dylan, he probably did, because they're probably a little bigger.
And we call them cheese curds, and smaller white girls
Holy
too.
fucking shit.
But it's less. I feel like it was a little less funny. But I do need you to be the conscience.
All joking aside, this guy is a failed football player who wants to be a model.
Yeah.
Claire is the perfect victim for a guy like this. She is beautiful, she is dumb, and she is desperate.
And just going back quickly to Dale's looks,
Yeah.
he looks like the kid in Recess who told on everybody. You know, he was hunched over, he had a notepad, he was always writing stuff down, he was a spy. He looks like that guy. Look him up, everybody. I'm telling you, I'm going to put a side-by-side, one of those classic side-by-sides by Nick. Haven't done in a while.
They get a lot of likes.
They love, they'll pop sometimes.
Follow us at Another Bachelor Podcast. All right.
All right, so we just met her husband.
Sure.
Next up, we get Paige.
This poor fuck. He is a tattooed, sweaty fan of uppers. Needs to talk to Jay, this guy.
A chef, dyed hair, bad tan, shirt buttoned down to his balls, and his parents pretty much ruined any possibility of success in his life by naming him Paige.
You're really hitting that P, huh?
I don't like the name.
Okay. Yeah, we got a couple guys who have to follow Dale.
I don't like how much tattoos have jumped the shark. It used to mean
Yeah.
you have a tattoo, you're fucking hard. Don't mess with this guy. Now you can be just this emo, sad guy. You're like,
sometimes
this one's my exposed heart. Oh my god.
stop
No, this
it.
guy's an emo. This is scene guy. He's weird.
We get a tattoo it says "So it goes" on my neck, so everybody knows that I read Slaughterhouse 5.
But you're a hard ass, and I know not to fuck with you if you get that tattoo. That's what I would tell people. This guy, he's a puss.
All right,
Dale?
we gotta move on. All right, let's get to cockies.
Oh boy. All right, so we met all the guys. Tyler S. shows up, but who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? Great question. So we know what's going to happen, but if we didn't, we would know rather quickly about what was going to happen to this guy.
Claire has a real presence. My mom kept giving me advice saying, like, look into Claire's eyes. I got out of the limo. I was like, I don't even know if I can breathe.
You're gone, dude.
I love cracked out Joe McHale's enthusiasm, though.
Yeah.
Not only that, though. Imagine
Side by side, coming to another Bachelor podcast.
Hey, America.
Don't do two side-by-sides. Pick one and do the side-by-side.
It'll be a slideshow.
Are you talking about America? Do you want to talk to America?
yeah, hey, America. Let's stop creating
Pussies.
more of these. Let's
Yeah.
stop creating them.
Yeah, they're
this
pussies.
is scary to me. What if we go to war with China? Who's gonna, grab the musket and march forward?
Us three? We're not pussies, but we should be fighting wars.
Well, I don't know.
I am a pussy. Okay,
I
so
could be in like the strategy room, I feel like.
no. Okay, so Claire addresses the guys. Anything here? She weeps about it being possibly the last morning alone. Take it easy.
All right, I have to say this. I think Claire's addressing the guys is very gracious. I think it's one of the best. If I'm gonna,
What is going on?
I don't know.
with
That's the
you?
thing with me. You can turn me. You know that people say I'm one of the meanest people in the podcast game. All right, but what they gotta understand is
You're a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. Okay, but look, I will look at someone and I can let go of what I thought of them the day before and be renewed and have a new vision of you.
Oh,
Okay,
that's very, very generous of you.
I will say this. She says something quite interesting here. She tells the guys at one point she knows her husband is in the room, and little do they know she's being literal with that.
Yeah.
It's over, guys. She's staring at the guy she's going to pick. He's literally in the room.
Yeah, he literally looks like Dele Alli.
She's like, it's Dale.
Okay. No, thank God she does not do that because we need a show to chew on. I don't know who the first guy is that takes her, but Claire tells him that the reason why she's been single for 4 decades is because she's been too preoccupied with everyone else.
It's the black guy with that ridiculous cheap suit on. By the way,
No, that's not. That's Easy. A white guy takes her away. Easy sits down with her next.
Oh.
Claire says, oh, God, it's not funny, but she says that every time she goes to see her mother, her mom says, "Where's your husband? Have you met your husband?" Claire quickly follows this up by saying she has Alzheimer's and dementia. This is walking into a right hook, joke-wise, if you ask me. But very sad, once again. Very, very sad.
Alzheimer's is one of the saddest diseases
Yes.
because you see the deterioration happen right before your eyes. Nonetheless, we're here to make jokes.
Yes.
And,
our sympathies extend to her.
They're coming.
Yeah, it's really, really, really horrifying. All right, so Claire sits down for a chat with Dale.
Oh, yes.
This guy has the curse of good looks. He has no game whatsoever. There is no charisma. I mean, there is because he's got those pearly whites, that big, thick dick of a man. But in terms of like actual, wordsmithing, he's really coming up short.
Well, let's play the clip. This is their first real interaction sitting down.
It's just been such a crazy quarantine.
Yeah. What about like for you during this time? Like, what was it like just waiting for this moment?
A lot of it was challenging, to be honest, because I'm looking forward to this, excited about this,
Yeah.
but also dealing with my mom.
Yeah. How is your mom? Like, how's she doing?
She's doing okay. I
Good
think
move
the hardest
asking.
thing is to have just like a window between us.
Yeah.
It was so hard.
Well, I definitely, especially during this time, I had
Great
my
interactive
thoughts and prayers. And my older sister has underlying health issues and in the same city, but wasn't able to, really access her. And
the same thing?
Yeah, similar. And I know
You
that
get
it's not easy. Like, I've been shut down for a long time. When it comes
Okay,
to
hang on. I
relationships.
want to pause that. He said that his sister has underlying health issues. She asked if it was the same thing. He said yes. So you get it. Similar. Okay, so he's lying.
Yeah.
And Claire, as I said, she's very pretty. She's also very dumb. Listen to what people are saying. Pick up on their body language and their vibe. This is something that she is completely incapable of doing. That's why she's fallen for JP, Benoit, and Dale, who will leave her in the dumpster.
And let me, just so that the audience understands, we are equal opportunist defenders and we pile on everybody. Doesn't matter the sex. That's 2 thoughts on Dale. First off, not impressed with his game. Nikki touched on that. Second, his ears are very tiny. They look like they've put in the microwave.
I love doing that with chip bags. It's so fun. Do it with a chip bag if you haven't done it. Also, I take offense to that because my ears are tiny.
You think, oh my God, you can't put tinfoil in a fucking microwave. It is delightful what you will see. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
How could you?
They tell them what happened.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. We got the My Cousin Vinny guy up next.
All right. Yes. Can we play him? This is an interesting interaction.
Where's your accent from?
Long Island.
Long Island.
So here's this. All right. So I was born in Long Island. Moved to Vermont when I was 5 years old.
Okay.
What? Have you ever seen the movie My Cousin Vinny?
No.
Of course she hasn't.
No,
All right, we're gonna watch that.
I haven't seen
We're gonna
it.
watch.
Okay.
All right.
In all fairness, growing up, I was the one climbing trees, playing in the dirt.
Oh my God, I love that. So you like being outdoors?
Like that is just right up my alley. Are you an outdoors person?
Oh my God. Honestly, don't even put me indoors at all. I just want to live outdoors.
Me too.
I want a cabin in the woods.
I love this guy's ability to adapt and pivot. He started out by, hey, we're going to do a date night. He's hoping to bond with her on My Cousin Vinny. I don't know where he got that insane thought that they'd be able to bond over a movie that's 30 years old. But when she doesn't fall for it, she says, oh, I like playing out in the woods. Me too. I love log cabins. I love chopping wood.
I think you're giving him a little bit too much credit. I think that he's fallen from a tree or two. I think that anyone who gets pissed off at me for calling Claire stupid, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
This is a guy doing or saying anything to get laid. I can respect the hell out of that. Like he'd be like, "You like killing small animals? Me too. I love killing small animals."
No, you're okay.
He's doing a bit.
I know he is, but I know he is, but I think you're a little off on this one, Pat. I think he's fallen out of a couple trees. I think that he genuinely does love being outside. I think that he has arrested development probably around the age 6 or 7. That's what it seems like. I think the My Cousin Vinny night in was the ploy for him to just be normal. Hey, we can watch a movie. And then the second she says, I like being outside, that's when he freaks out because that's what he loves to do. He loves being outside. In fact, don't even put him inside at all.
He doesn't have a home. I like your guys. I'm torn, honestly. You guys
Also, My Cousin Vinny. Overrated. Nick, go.
You guys have conflicted viewpoints. You're saying he was just lying, and he's a vagrant who lives outdoors, so he's excited that she shares his issue. Yeah. You're saying he's a yes man. She'll do anything.
That's right, Nick.
But I would like to hear some of the other examples you may have had that he would also do if she said she liked to do them.
Oh, hey, I love dogs. She says, I love killing small animals. Oh, me too. I love killing small animals. What weapon do you? What's your weapon of choice? I like a hammer.
I like a hammer too. I love.
I use a paperclip, little stabs, or you can fashion a noose.
Oh, I like that because it takes time.
That's sadistic.
Can I see your pussy now?
Okay.
Nailed it.
All right, let's move on to Yosef, who says that he is going to get the first impression rose.
What a creep.
Too bad. You look like a fucking wallaby. And you're also a parasite of a human being, as I said. So he says that he wants to be there for his daughter by showing Claire how a woman should be treated. Here's a thought. Try staying at home and helping her with her homework. Just try. I'm just saying try it.
I agree.
Just try it.
I agree.
He also says that he's honored to be there, then tries to get the first kiss, gets shut down. This guy is disgusting.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. You know, this is one interesting thing that we haven't discussed yet. This is the first season where we have 40-year-olds on here. Yeah. I think that's kind of fun.
Yeah. It's
but you get creeps like this going, all right, why are you single? You're 39.
Exactly.
Why are you on a reality show?
It's fascinating to see 40-year-olds that are still blasting template pickup videos to dozens of women on Instagram.
Oh,
you're 40 years old. Why are you doing this? Take care of your child.
Do you know the T? Do you know the T? Videos?
Yeah, that's what Tyler C.
Tyler,
said.
the Southern guy.
Tyler Chill. Tyler Chill 2.0. Different kind of Tyler. He's pretty chill. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Tyler Chill, let's get to him. He seems like a decent guy. He's a little dramatic, but he does not break the cardinal rule of ratting. He brings Yosef aside, tells him that he is there to protect Claire, and tells him
Captain Save-A-Ho
what he knows.
White Knight.
Yosef's response is, quote, I'm not here for high school drama. I'm not here for, oh my God, you messaged someone. He does not scream innocence, this man.
Nah.
He actually, I don't think, this was Trump not denying white supremacy. This man would not outright say he didn't do that. He's like, hey, this is the past. I'm here for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think he's a creep too. Just I want to be on record saying Yusef's a fucking creep.
Yes.
But He was single before he came on the show. If he wants to send dick pics to little ladies on that IG,
sure,
that's his goddamn right.
Right. But it, I guess so. But it just does point to a kind of person.
Yeah.
And I think...
especially a 40-year-old that's doing it.
In the climate, it's important to say Pat was being hyperbolic, and unsolicited dick pics are not okay, but if he was just showing some video about him being on The Bachelor to get laid, I think that's okay.
That's okay, but not for a 40-year-old man. All right, so
with a child.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So this is where I want to get to one of my first instances where I actually respect Claire and how she's handling herself with this very... coveted role as the Bachelorette.
Right.
She gets this complaint because there's some backstabbing happening. There's
a crafty little move here. He turns the ratting on the rat that didn't rat. It's innovative.
It is innovative.
Yeah.
All right, so Claire says, I'm just going to squash this beef because I don't need this rolling through 3 episodes because I'm not going to be here in 2 weeks. I'm leaving with Dale. So let's work this out.
Yeah.
So she pulls both these fools aside and said, all right, you talk, then you talk, almost like a judge and jury right there, and just render a decision.
Right.
I appreciate the living fuck out of this. We have watched past seasons where, I mean, there was a psychopath on Peter's season. She was undermining everybody, lying like as much out of
like Anna or whatever her name was.
I forget her name, the nurse. She was a psychopath.
Right.
Anyway, Peter's such a pussy and a wimp and so unsophisticated that he didn't know how to handle this situation. So he kept someone on who was very manipulative far too long. The audience is probably screaming at the goddamn TV.
Cut her off. Brought her back on the show.
Absolutely he did. He's an idiot. But that's what I like how Claire. Maturity does bring something and age to this franchise. The fact that she can handle this quickly.
Disagree.
If Pat wasn't married, I think he might be the one for Claire.
Yeah, seriously.
He loves this woman.
I wouldn't go that far, Mickey.
Pat Skyron would read 37.
And it will also say occupation, loves to fuck.
Ew.
Well, I want to make some waves here. And then I just put that because I'm a comedian.
No, would it really be because it would never allow that on ABC,
right.
The Disney-owned ABC, but it would say like Uber driver, black culture specialist,
sneakerhead,
author.
You know what else I do? If my wife ever lets me go on this goddamn show, and if I was on Claire's season, when all those guys were looking out there, oohing over her, like, oh my God, did you see that dress? I'd be the one stand out that say, did you see that fucking ass? Did you see the fucking ass on her?
Okay, so he continues to put up a stalwart defense for himself. When asked whether or not he actually did what he's being accused of doing, he responds like this.
First of all, I mean, if I was going to message someone, they respond to me. I have more respect for myself.
Okay.
And I wouldn't do that to myself.
Okay, so I don't want to play the rest, but first thing he says, if I'm going to message someone, they're going to respond to me. That's what he said first.
Confident.
Okay.
This concerned me enough to bring it up to Claire and to address it with her, because the last thing I wanted was just to blindside her, like, and come out, like, in some way.
Yeah.
My intentions remain true. Mm-hmm. I have to set an example for my daughter. Mm-hmm. I'm here for you. And, that's it.
Yeah.
The main thing is, do I have a girlfriend? No.
No. Do I like to have sex with men in a bathhouse? Absolutely not.
Right.
Have I ever paid for sex with people underage?
No,
I have not.
No.
I don't engage in that. Yes, I have been arrested for looking at underage photos online.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm just saying that's kind of...
You lost it at the turn, though. That ruins the bit because it's all things that he didn't do because he's just.
But he's saying
not denying.
You lost a bit at the turn there. Yeah, no, he's like, do I have a girlfriend? I said, I have a daughter.
I will say, if you ask him how he felt about that interaction, he'd probably say I nailed it. I did a decent job. But we all know watching it, and if you have a pulse and understand females, you realize she absolutely hates him.
And no.
Oh yeah.
Oh well, he's a producer.
She's marrying Dale.
He's a producer pick. He's got to stay around.
Yeah. But I also just find the biological reactions from people so crazy. They were both flop sweating in this instant, just absolutely pouring. Even though he thinks he nailed it, he was not cool in the moment.
No, he absolutely was not. But Tyler C was like, "What the hell happened? I thought I was being tight, just pulling this guy aside. I was just telling him man to man. Now this bitch is, he's got me.
I'm going home tonight.
I'm going home. This guy's funny right on the rat. It's innovative.
I'm finally not getting ahead of myself. This fucking idiot. First of all, this guy was going home long before this controversy because the idiot never cleared up that he was living in his station wagon by choice.
Right.
He never told her that he's a lawyer and he's not some vagrant that's on the show just for the free meals.
Yes.
He was gone.
It's like Sheridan or Sheldon from Listen to Your Heart. Remember when The Bachelor had a karaoke version of what they're doing tonight?
That
wildly successful.
That fucking road warrior Sheridan, 8,000 miles he put on that Subaru.
I put 4,000 miles under the max in the lease every single year.
Honestly, it's only 6 episodes and it's pretty good podcast. If you want to go listen to our recaps,
go take a listen.
Don't do it.
All right, so Blake, the guy that broke the rules of the competition by messaging Claire, is up next. Again, more horrifically sad stuff about her mother. She says that at a time when she really needed to be reached out to, this guy did.
Look how low that bar is.
Well, the reason why she needed some support is because her mother fell and broke her nose. What are you doing?
That's sad.
Oh, I thought you were TFCing.
No, I think that's very sad. I feel for the.
It's unbelievably sad. Unfortunately, it's not the truth. Claire got upset. She got frustrated because she was being asked for the 15th time that week why she didn't have a husband. She pulled back a jab, broke her nose.
Oh, it happens. When an older parent, especially suffering from dementia, I know this from personal experience. My grandmother, Betty, lived with my mother for a time before she went into a home. She was suffering from dementia. She used to go in my mother's bedroom, look out the window, and then poop on the floor. I witnessed my mother reading her the riot act, and I was like, Mom, she's not there.
You have to stop shitting on my floor, Mom.
That's
You've
what she
got to
said.
stop.
As a young child, we would, and I think this is apt considering it is Halloween.
If you hear sirens, the neighborhood's in disarray.
Complete general disarray.
Yeah.
But as children, we would trick or treat around the neighborhood on Halloween. But the weekend prior to it, we would go hit this group of nursing homes. They had a thing where you could go and you could trick or treat, and it was a much more efficient way to trick or treat because you would just go door to door to door. But many of these elderly that you would visit had dementia, and you would often be called names of their dead relatives, like, "Hey, John, thanks for coming. Here's this M&Ms." But they gave the big ones often, like the
king size
$1.25 type candy bars,
right.
And you just hit fucking room 2 at a time, room.
Right.
Pick a fucking full the fuckins.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shocking.
It's you just have full pillowcases. It was grand.
That sounds like a fun time. Last time I saw my grandmother with dementia at the rest home, she asked my mom, "Who's this good-looking guy?"
All right, so first
honestly,
impression,
it was a real give and take because it did smell like absolute shit.
Okay, first impression, Rose. Let's get to it. There are a few of the guys that she did not get to speak to. One of them gets the first impression, Rose. He is the blaze of this television show. Anyone who knows Burning Love knows what's up.
I always get excited when there's something like in the you can never experience something again. I haven't seen this. I'm excited.
Burning Love is fucking unbelievable. June Diane Raphael is absolutely in love with this guy Blaze, who really wants nothing to do with her. He's absolutely disgusted by her, but she keeps kicking off guys and keeping him around, and she's obsessed with him, and she gets really like hot and steamy whenever he's around, and again, he's repulsed by her. But this is the Blaze of the competition. She didn't speak to Dale all night, and she gives him the first impression, Rose. That's never
not
happened.
the gay guy who checked in on her.
Right.
I love this.
Cruel.
Yeah. How would you feel if a guy, she's essentially taking like door number 3 that she hasn't seen over guys she has sat down with, gotten to know, and been like, I don't really like you.
There's a Skidoo, there's a Nissan Altima, and you're going, I'm going to open that one. It could be a gift card to Blockbuster, but I'm going to go ahead and open it. All right, we need to get to a staple of this show. That is the ROLLCAL. That is the roll call.
All right. I'm going to lower expectations here.
Lower expectations. This is the hardest one of the season. It's the first of the season. It's a damn tough putt to make. It's a triple breaker. Let's see if he does it.
Well, okay, so I was really drunk on vino at this point, and it was the late hours of nights. I'm just going to read my notes as written, and we'll see what I cobbled together here.
Do you want to warn anybody about anything that could lead to a 1-star review or anything like that?
You'd probably be pretty offended by what I have to say about Asians.
Okay.
All right, here's the roll call. Here's the roll survey. Here's who's going to stay. And this comes from Claire's core. Forgive me if these are not correct names. Ross. Was there a guy named Ross?
Absolutely
God
not.
damn it. He got it. Blake. Unattractive bear. Donkey Kong. Possibly gay. I don't know where I came up with that. Easy. Wearing a pink suit. Don't wear that in the rain. You buy those suits downtown, which I assume he did. The color will wash right out of the fabric.
I think he meant roses. When he wrote Ross.
That's right, roses. I'm an
Because Blake
idiot.
was first.
I'm an idiot. Ben, 100%. He's autistic, 100%. It's a guy named Riley here. Who cares? Zach, there's 2 guys named Zach. Who gives a shit? Tyler, there's 2 guys named Tyler. Who gives a shit? There's an Asian here. Jaden, white guy, looks like the goose from a few seasons ago. DeMar, he's a
Jason.
handsome black guy. Jason, Jordan C. Blake, a tattooed piece of shit. Ken, another piece of shit. Brandon, a loser.
Holy
Garrett,
shit.
another horrible suit. Straight jacket guy, still has it on. Those producers are cool.
Respect.
He's still Brandon, Ivan, and Yusef. Poor choice. I don't like a snitch.
No. Hate a snitch. Hate a thin face. Hate a thin face. Hate a guy that leaves his daughter to care for her.
Here's who goes home. 3 Asians and 1 guy with a poor dye job and bad tattoos, and someone who's looking out for Claire. Oh, that's
Tyler Chill. Yeah.
Can I give that 8 passports?
Yeah, you can give it 8 passports.
That was absolutely horrific.
Forgive me, they'll be better.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably give it 12 pots.
Okay.
12 pots.
It will be better next time.
All right. So all I want to say to wrap this up is poor Tyler C. He was a good-ish dude, but we bid him, the unnamed Asians, and the man with the thin mustache, high-pitched voice, and bad tattoos. Jew. Enjoy 8:30 a.m. in La Quinta.
Those bastards. Oof. I would have been out of there.
Long night.
Long night.
All right. That's it for us. We'll be back next week with another brand spanking new episode of Another Bachelor Podcast. If you like Below Deck, find us, Another Below Deck Podcast. And remember, join us on patreon.com/Another Podcast Network. Socials, just Google around. You got this.
Give us money though. Like, don't even plug that other stuff. Go to Patreon/Another Podcast Network and give us $5.
Right, and or 10 or 50,000. The flight.
No,
of Phoenix
mainly
will
just the
fuck each other
$5.
on
It's
camera.
more.
Also, video $10, $5. You get the audio. We're also coming up with a fennel and carrot taste test. We also have golf vlogs coming up. There's lots of really exciting stuff, and don't forget another podcast show. We goof, we gab, we josh about whatever we want. Fly the Phoenix, $50,000. Fuck each other on camera. Okay, so we'll see you guys next week. Jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Go to magicmind.co. Promo code Another Bachelor Podcast.
It was Below Deck. Just Below Deck.
Promo code Below Deck.
1 word.
I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Bye.